Whoa, Nelly, the big 5-0, baby. Here it is. Oh, yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to number 50. That's right. This is our 50th show of the RnRGzrs show.
That's
So,
a bit of a milestone, sure.
yeah. So thanks a lot for stopping by, and I'm your host, Murph, and of course, throw a subscribe our way, like some videos, and make some comments and whatnot. And as always, my co-host, he was a wizard of 1,000 dreams, and that would be my co-host, Doc Box. How you doing, Doc?
Doing pretty good, man. Ready to man, some interesting events this week, or news items, I should say, this week. So
Yeah,
a little bit to get into.
sure.
No journey this week though. So we'll get
That's
that out
great,
of the way
though.
right up front.
That's amazing.
The boys seem to be behaving themselves on the road for this week anyway. So
Somebody did post some pictures of one of the recent concerts. It sort of looked like Arnell was trying to run off the stage. He was trying to jump off the stage, but it was just a rock pose. But it looked
okay.
that's the first thing I thought. Oh my gosh, he's trying to run away.
They
But
trying to
no.
escape, yeah.
They must be, having a peaceful week or something. So good for them, man. They're out of the news for this week. But in the news, recently guitar legend Jeff Beck passed on, and what a shame! What a shame! It was unexpected, to say the least. And but he announced Eric Clapton, of course, going to do a couple of tribute concerts for him, which I think was a good move. And
Nice.
them two
He's
guys
the
have
guy to
been-
be doing it too, So
Yeah,
that's yeah.
well, either him or Jimmy Page, because all three of them go back to the original Yardbirds.
Yeah, Yardbird, yeah.
Yeah, so some people out there may not know that these, you've heard the Yardbirds name before. You may not know too much about the group, but at different points of their Yardbirds career, they had Jimmy Page, they had Jeff Beck, and they had Eric Clapton, and that's insane.
Yeah. We talked about that. You go back on the episode after his death, and we talked about him and kind of went a little bit into depth on the Yardbird situation there. But so Eric Clapton's kind of getting some of his other guitar buddies together that have been influenced by Jeff Beck, which God could be countless, really, if you got everybody. But
Yeah.
so some of the big names, and they're going to Royal Albert Hall over across the pond there for
Bloody
2
well,
dates.
sure.
Yeah, for a couple dates. When is that? May? Not sure. I forget now. I didn't write it down. Shame on me. But they got a couple of them coming up. If you remember right before he passed, he had a project going and was good friends with Johnny Depp.
That's right.
That, most people thought it might have been an odd pairing, but Johnny Depp's going to be there. Clapton, of course. Billy Gibbons. I think Billy Gibbons is probably one of the most underrated guitarists. I mean, everybody knows he's a great guitarist, but we start talking in the conversation, great guitarist. He's rarely brought up, and I think he probably should be more often. But
Sure.
Gary Clark Jr., Doyle Brummel, Derek Trucks, a bunch of people.
Susan Tedeschi, of course, with Daryl Trucks, you're going to get Susan Tedeschi, of course.
Right,
so that's outstanding. And of course, John McLaughlin, which makes sense, being jazz and all that. I not surprised that some jazz aficionados are on this list because, that basically he was into all of that stuff. He was avant-garde, I guess you would call it. He wasn't mainstream. Everybody knew him, but his music, you would never heard it on AM radio. You rarely heard it on FM. It just he was a working son of a gun, and lately, his name came even more prominent when he started teaming up with the good old Johnny Depp. Edward Scissorhands, yes. So him and Edward Scissorhands are, and Johnny's gonna obviously show up at the tribute.
Yeah, he's there. Noticeably not there though. Ex-bassist Tal Walkenfeld.
I was gonna say that maybe because she's touring. Is she still touring? She
had teamed up with Incubus. We
I wonder if they're still out. I wonder if they're still out.
Yeah, she might not be available, but
at the wait a while. On the article here, it says that it doesn't say a date. It just says later this year. So
okay.
So that's sort of maybe, I don't know. Maybe they had a falling out. I don't know. I've never heard of it if they did, but man, we'll see if she shows up. Yeah, because if they don't even have a date, it's sort of hard to turn it down when you don't even know what the date is. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure maybe there'll be
maybe they
more to
had a.
come on that. Yeah,
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure more will come of that. So that's cool. You know, that's a
that
cool.
seems to be a trend here. The posthumous tribute concerts. So yeah, I mean, definitely a worthy guy of it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that'll be cool. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of that coming up the road. Uh Nikki said, Motley Crue, yeah, that's right. I got suckered into their The End tour. I paid my prime money to see them with their end of tour, and of course now Nikki Sixx is he's throwing that all the waste, man. He said they got to keep going to at least 2031. This isn't a final tour. It's like, geez, man, the money was too good. They made so much money last year. They sold 1.2 million tickets or something like that. It was an insane tour. So
175 million, I think, if I remember right. Yeah.
I'm willing to bet, though, because he's saying that, I'm sure John 5 has injected, a whole new, fresh approach to everything.
Good point. Yeah.
All over the stage. I mean, they seem to really be having a good time.
Yeah, so, if they could straighten out the woes with Vince, his problems, maybe they could. He's talking about that would be their 50th reunion, or it wouldn't be a reunion, I guess, their 50th anniversary, 2031. So he says, he kind of got the guys together, and he said, hey, what are you doing for the next 8 years? And they're just having such a blast, and they just stay out until till whenever, till we're not having a blast, I guess. Yeah, so.
Yeah, they sold 1.3 million tickets last year.
Yeah,
and it was a blast. I'm sure they made a ton of money, and the crowds were obviously insane. So they're gonna just keep on going. They're not gonna stop. They got to get that 50th. There's so many groups that have been reaching the 50th. I looked recently at another list of the albums that are 50 years old. It came out in 73, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
That's amazing. This 1973 was 50 years ago, man. Dude.
I know. Yeah.
Seems like it's going to be like 30 years ago. It's stunning.
But so if they were around for 50 years, more power to them, But don't give it the fake ending concerts, Don't knock that stuff.
Well, that's what Kiss has done. They've made it to the 50 year.
Oh, we'll be getting into them later.
Yeah.
And the Cure is going to do a North American tour, their first one in 7 years, and of course they're not coming to Tinley Park. That hurts. That really hurts. But they're great, man. Just look at the South Park episode. I mean, they're fabulous. So I don't know.
That's right. Robert Smith saved the world from Barbra Streisand.
Yeah. Thank you, Robert Smith.
Yeah, the Cure, they hit Riot Fest back in 2014, one of the few years that I did not make it, and I wish I would have. I would have enjoyed seeing them. They're one of those bands, back in the day in the 80s, I had nothing to do with them. But now I have several Cure CDs I listen to. They're in rotation. So
yeah, they're doing a 30-day tour. So.
But what I like about this is the Cure. They've come up with the cure for the ticket scalping.
And
they're fighting back against all the dynamic pricing models and all that sort of thing. And they're doing non-transferable tickets, man. I mean, that's the way to go. You buy the ticket, you go to the show. If you're not going to the show, don't buy the ticket. And,
Bingo.
It's gonna be in your name, and you're the only one that can go. It's like when we get our season passes. It's got our names on it, and we can't give them to anybody. They're non-transferable, and they're going with all their tickets like that. So I think it's brilliant. I think it's freaking brilliant, man. I think that's the way of the future. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. Get ace the scalpers right out of the game. So yeah, but at the same time, if you get sick or something, then you're SOL. You're shit out of luck. So because you won't be able to sell it to somebody to go to the show.
Yeah, that would be the drawback to it, I suppose.
That is, but just don't get sick. I mean, unless it's you're on your deathbed, you're gonna go. So it is what it is.
I've had this situation a couple times where I had to just eat tickets were, was unable to attend for one reason or another. Yeah, that happens. So
yeah, I do.
But love that they're doing something about the fact that these prices are going out of control, and we've talked about that on a few shows about the dynamic pricing model. So good for the Cure, good for Robert Smith, man. He's leading a very authentic Robert Smith life.
Yes, he is. Yeah, well, good. Yeah, good for them though. Because that does save a lot of the BS when it comes to scalpers. Good grief, we've been talking about them enough, and so yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes because good for them. Stick it to Live Nation or Ticketmaster or whoever the heck all the main one is. So that works for me.
Well, they're both one and the same, pretty much. So
yeah. Here we go. I'm sort of Jamie Lee Curtis in the rock and roll news. I saw this on a couple of different sites where she's complaining that on one side she it's all about the same thing. She's talking about some of these rock acts doing matinees. Now she's saying like 1 o'clock, but I would go with 3 o'clock. But sure enough, she's complaining about Coldplay, and she complained to the boss, "Hey, do a matinee." And I don't mind. I'm old. If I could go to a 3 o'clock concert and then go to dinner afterwards, that'd be great. Then go home and pass out for 24 hours because I'm a geezer. But I don't know. I am not offended by that idea of a 3 o'clock concert anyway. Why not? I don't know. The festivals have bands on at 3 o'clock, so 1 o'clock.
Right. I don't know. I kind of got to disagree with you on this one, man. I don't like the super late one. So that was super late. We didn't got there till close the time, like 2 o'clock or whatever. So yeah, that's a bit much. But super early like that though too. I don't know. You kind of like to culminate your day with a big event like that instead of doing this. Okay, now what else are we gonna do? It's kind of So, I don't know. The shows we're going to for the summer at Tinley, 10 o'clock. Where I 10 o'clock pretty much, give or take.
That's true. Yeah.
So that's not too bad. Maybe even a little earlier than that. Maybe get out at a 9 o'clock, get home by 10. That wouldn't be so bad. But it's funny that the Jamie Lee hot fresh off of her Academy Award win last night. So after all these years. But
isn't that amazing? Yeah.
So she's kind of speaking up for all the people of a certain generation, I suppose, a certain age, and hey, how about throwing out some matinees once in a while? Which,
yeah. She wants you too, do a matinee. Coldplay, do a matinee. What about a 12 noon concert, Coldplay? What about turning your attention to the boss, who's 73, she continued. Bruce Springsteen, do a fucking matinee. You're old. Why wouldn't you let me come see you, Bruce Springsteen, in your glory days, pun intended, and do it at noon or 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock matinee theater. But
Sunday matinee, I don't know.
It's a rock thing. They're not even up at noon. They're sleeping off the last night's party, for crying out.
I don't think Axl's going to make a matinee show, man. I don't think it's going to work out. So.
Yeah, true that. Yeah. Oh, well, it is what it is. But, it was a thought anyway. Speaking of thought, the Who, they're back on the game again. They're playing a transport festival with an Elvis impersonator in exchange for Roger Daltrey being allowed to drive a steam train. I can't blame him. Man. I can't blame him. Have you seen them things? They're unbelievable. Those old monster steam train, with all the there's so much you have to do.
Yeah, that's kind of an old guy kind of a thing to get into, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd give him the shovel. I'd give you want to be on a steam train, huh? There's the coal. There's the fire, boom, 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 Oh, I didn't want to do this. I wanted to steer the train. Well, it steers itself, Roger. Here, go load up
it's
the
not so
burner
much
was cold.
that they're doing a gig so that he can drive a steam train, but they're doing it with an Elvis impersonator, man. That's just
Wow.
that's a whole nother level of
That's when you reach a new level there.
Yeah.
They're at the point they're so rich. I'm gonna do a gig so I can drive a train. How about that? That's cool. Good for them. It would have been
what's
nice.
next? We're gonna have, I don't know.
Well, they're talking about a new
Bob
album,
Seger
possibly.
flying planes and shit. What's next?
Somebody was asking somebody was asking Roger Daltrey about the possibility of a new album from the Who, and oh boy, that didn't go. That went over like a lead balloon.
Yeah.
What he responded, he said, they asked, what's the possibility of a new album by the Who? What's the point? What's the point of records? We released an album 4 years ago, 2019 Who, and it did nothing. It's a great album too, but there just isn't the interest out there for new music these days. People want to hear the old music. I don't know why, but that's a fact. Well, I do know why, because we cherish it so much. That's why we love the old music. But
they did right. They had the album out in 2019 that did pretty much nothing. I don't know anything about it. I don't have it. I have every Who album from back in the day. I have every one up to Hard Places, I guess.
Wow.
And then in 2006 they did an album, Endless Wire. I know nothing about it. I don't know anything off of it.
Do you have the Who Sellout?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah. I got all those. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do I. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, at this point,
but I don't have that's my point is, the ones that they've done here in the last, I guess 15, 17 years, I don't have that stuff. I don't think anybody does.
Well,
so I kind of see his point. What's the point? They're not gonna,
in the digital age, to hell with a whole album. Just put out a song with a nice video, one song at a time. Why you can't make me? Jeez, that's
what Townsend just did.
Because they made their money at this point, so I wouldn't even worry about putting out a full album. If you got a song in your head, put it down, get a nice video and throw it out there to the world. And what the hell, it's not like they need the money. Now, if you're somebody who needs the money, if you're a band who needs the money, then it's a little trickier because you got to somehow monetize that song. But the Who, shit, hey, new song, put it out there, spend a few grand on a video, boom, and see what happens. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, they got enough old time hardcore fans that don't, pay attention to it a little bit.
We want to hear the classics and new music. I don't know. A lot of us geese, I don't know about you, but I'd rather listen to the stuff I grew up with.
Throw on a Quadrophenia or something, then
Absolutely. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we were talking about Townsend with the Who on this subject. He just put out a new song called "Can't Outrun the Truth," which is kind of ironic given some of his past.
Holy cow! Okay, I was wondering if you were going to bring that up, and I'm not going to expound. I'm not going. Well, maybe someday we'll expound on that, but that was truly disappointing. Yeah.
So yeah, he's put out the new song, and it's for charity. The proceeds go to Teenage Cancer Trust.
That's a good thing.
And it's a single that actually has an A side and a B side, and he's doing his old hit from the early '80s, "My Love Opened the Doors," the B side. So that almost seems like it might be more of the draw than the other song. I'm sure it's going to help sales a little bit there, but. So yeah, he's putting that out, his first solo thing in 29 years.
Wow. So. I've got one of his solo albums. I think it's "Who Came First."
Okay.
It was
That's the only one I don't have. Yeah.
It was a tribute to Mayor Baba, his guru or whatever it was. Yeah. Pretty cool album. I've got that. So yeah.
I've got White City and Empty Glass and All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes. Yeah, I've got those three.
Well, see, and Pete, don't put out a whole album, just put out a song. That's what he did. Okay, I'm gonna put out a song. Because at this point, it's not important for him to make it.
Quite honestly, too, you know what?
What?
Does Townsend really need Daltrey? Really? I don't think so.
Well, there's a billion singers that could sing anything he writes. Let's face
I
it.
mean, that's all Daltrey. I mean, as far as the Who, Daltrey was kind of the low man on the totem pole in my eyes. Anyway, I mean, Moon,
yeah.
Moon and Entwistle were freaking genius, and
But,
Townsend was, beyond genius, and
Daltrey
was just the singer,
he fit right into Townsend's writing style and the keys and everything. His voice. That's how they gelled so well. Is that
well? There's a story where Townsend got him in the band just because he thought he was good looking. Thought so.
Well, good for them.
Back when you're starting off, that's what that's
you're doggone right. Yeah. So good for them, man. Jeez. Pete's gonna keep going. So whatever. Exactly. You don't have to put out a whole doggone album. Just put out a song with a neat video and. Oh man, I got
and not even for legacy bands like the Who, but I think that's a marketing strategy that a lot of bands are gonna employ. Just like you said, with all this day and age of digital and all that stuff. Just I think that's the way to go. Or
you got to find new ways to make money to monetize your product. So we'll see how that goes. But the way to go, Pete. We won't talk about your past discretions.
It's ironic the name of the song can't outrun the truth. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I thought too. And speaking of bands who are just putting out a song and don't need the money, although maybe a few of them do, I don't know. But yes, the legendary group.
Well, they put out an album. They have a whole album.
They got the whole album out. They put out a video for a cut, a new single, "Cut from the Stars."
Yeah.
And oh boy, how many of them are left? Jeez, guitars.
Just Steve Howe, I think, man.
Oh my gosh, wow!
And of course, he's left and come back, so it's
that's
it's
amazing.
A hodgepodge of folks that have come in and out. I'm sure
Okay, yeah. So they putting the album out. They're dedicating it to Alan White.
Oh yeah, right. They just
away.
lost him. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Geez, yeah. I'm trying to see who else in the band at this point.
Well, just from face recognition, Steve Howe was the only one that I recognized.
Yeah. All of them they look rather younger. Boys, whatever. Here we go. Jeez.
Yeah, they had a new album called "Mirror to the Sky" coming out on May 19th, and that's their 23rd studio album. Seems like, quite honestly, they'd have more at this point, as long as they've been around. But I know for a long period they didn't do too much, but. At any rate, their 23rd studio album, which is it's not just these. That's a lot of albums.
Yeah, it is. I'm always amazed, when I say just like for instance, a band named Uriah Heep, the band Uriah Heep. I followed them up until Hensley bugged out, and they put out like 30 albums since Hensley left. I have no clue. I'm so lost. However many albums they put out after Ken Hensley left, but oh man, because I was into the early age, and they still put out 20 more albums. Like, what the hell, and but with Hensley gone, he was the main writer. So, and I'm sure it's the way with a lot of bands. They just keep rolling to keep Mick Box, just keeping that dog rolling, keep the money flowing in. So,
speaking of artists,
boom, go for it.
Go ahead, man. Yeah.
A legendary artist who had some great songs on MTV and all over the radio. And then he put out one video and destroyed his career with that one video. And we are talking about none other than the legendary Billy Squier.
Yeah.
Holy cow. He put out a new song. Yeah. First rock song in 30 years. That's how long it took him to come out of his coma that he went into when he realized how effed up that song was. What was it?
Well, that's probably Rocky Night, and the video he's prancing around his apartment like some pink top or something.
Clothes. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. But he kept putting out albums, rock albums. Anyway, like I said, the last one was in '93 called "To Tell the Truth." And talking about putting out albums you don't know about, it sold 40,000 albums.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not quite gold. That's more like I don't know. Mud. It's not even in the metal range at that. It's like wood. Wood.
Oh my gosh. Cardboard.
But yeah,
Oh my
oh yeah, he
gosh.
was rolling right along and really doing great and had some great songs. And then yeah, he put out this an album, and for some reason he allowed this video to be shot, and it just blew his career to hell. Rock Me Tonight. And if you want to, gosh, I gotta remind me to post that on the RnRGzrs page.
On the
Rock
Facebook
Me Tonight.
page, yeah.
I have to post that.
Yeah.
Rock Me Tonight. I gotta remember.
But yeah, he's got a new song out. It's called "Harder on a Woman," which is a provocative title, I suppose. But oh yeah, here's one too. After we had the album down '93 that sold 40,000. Then he put out an acoustic blues album in '98 called "Happy Blue." So he's put out some other stuff, I guess, but I nothing since then. So that's a good 25 years. But I got a really good story on Billy Squier back about that time when he was his career was going to hell. And my brother and my ex-wife were both at this concert, not together. We didn't even know each other at that point. They were both at this concert. It was they had Def Leppard was opening up for Billy Squier.
Oh,
this was right when Pyromania was first hitting.
Oh,
And he literally got booed off the stage. Literally got booed off the stage. He gave everybody the finger, left, and then Def Leppard came back out and did about a half an hour. And then
oh my gosh! Wow. So yeah, there you go, man. He blew it, man. One bad mistake and boom. Because he had some great songs. Although
he definitely did. He was on a roll up there on the album "Don't Say No." It was big, huge. And he had "Emotions in Motion." That was probably sales wise was even bigger.
But and "Rock Me Tonight" wasn't a bad song. If they would have had a hard rocking video to it, it probably nobody would have thought of it. Oh no, okay, decent video, not bad. But no. Okay, you're gonna wake up. You're gonna wake up in bed with silk sheets and put on your pink shirt, and then you have to prance. You can't walk. You have to prance over to the other room, and oh boy, what a disaster from hell! Gosh Almighty. Oh
yeah, he's admitted so much and he knew it. He knew it. So
Access TV, I think, had a thing on that, but it's so sad because boy, it just blew. That's I did not know that Metallica came back and did a half hour just to finish off the night. Gosh,
Def Leppard
or Def Leppard.
Yeah,
that's amazing. Wow.
And that's the eyewitness account from both my brother and my ex-wife.
That's amazing. That had to be wow. That had to be just mind-blowing backstage.
Well, this is that point during the '80s. People were really weird about their music like that too. Oh, you poser. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. A lot of labels to what kind of music you listen to. You know what I mean? People were really, really weird like that at that point in the '80s, and still are. Throughout the years at some point. But I think at that point it was probably even more so. But yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, moving on. Yeah. Oh, we've talked about a lot of bands getting sick and illnesses and canceling and all this whatnot. And the boss himself, he's pulled out of his third concert in a week with a quote unspecified illness unquote, forcing him off the road with his band. And he was going to be playing tomorrow night in Albany, but this is like the third time he's canceled out. I wonder, what do you think he's got if we don't know?
As the resident Springsteen fan, I suppose, and I got to think Bruce has got the COVID, man. I hope not. Whatever it is, obviously, I wish a speedy recovery and get back out there. But here recently, in the last couple of weeks, saxophone player Jake Clemens, a nephew from Clarence Clemens, had COVID and missed a show or two. And then Stevie Van Zandt missed some shows with COVID.
Oh, geez.
So they continued without those guys. So that tells you, they'll continue on pretty much. Everybody's replaceable, but I think the only one that's not replaceable is Bruce, man. So I think if they're shutting down some shows, I think it's him that's probably got the Yeah, I hope
Boy,
not. I
oh
hope it's,
boy.
whatever it is. Obviously, I wish a speedy recovery and a full and speedy recovery, but that would be my speculation. And obviously, we're not letting anything out, and good for them.
Boy, oh
Not doing
boy.
that, but yeah.
And I noticed Queensryche, the legendary Queensryche, they've been canceling shows. They canceled a show in Houston, canceled a show in Dallas after Todd LaTorre fell ill,
Yeah.
the singer. So, wow, man. Now, who knows? And they won't put out the cause either. But we can speculate. If they're not going to let us know, we can speculate.
Well,
sure.
yeah, true. But just given that he's had two band members, that was put out, it was COVID. That's really, kind of the
Wow. I tell you, I found the miracle cure, man, and I'm going to keep it to myself. So there you go. Yeah. So the boss. Well, there man, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, ain't it, Doc? Jeez Almighty, I don't believe it.
Well, so speaking of the boss,
oh boy, yeah.
Here's rock and roll's biggest asshole.
Who would that be? I wonder. That would be Gene Simmons.
That would be Gene
Kiss.
Simmons. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Gene Simmons is talking about why he's not suing Bruce Springsteen for plagiarizing a Kiss song.
I'm sorry. Time out right there.
Yeah.
No,
those words just came out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, maybe if you had reversed that, I would believe it 100%. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen's going to plagiarize Kiss.
No, I got to say it's there, though, man. If you listen to it, it's there. Bruce did a song, Outlaw Pete, pretty cool song on his Working on a Dream album. One of my least favorite Springsteen albums, but that's one of the highlights of the album. It's a pretty good song.
How about Potato Joe?
No, Potato Joe. Just Outlaw Pete. And Potato Joe puts our stories together for
Potato
us.
Joe. We'll be talking about. I'm writing a song about Potato Joe, so we'll talk about that in the future. But go on.
So I lost my spot here. So Outlaw Pete's name of the song, pretty good song. And during the chorus, there's kind of a underlying melody that's "I was made for loving you." That same, and it's there. It does sound a lot like that, but at the same time, it's kind of organic to the other melodies Bruce got going on. It's not
right.
I guess you can only have so many.
Well, I'm guessing he didn't have that in mind when he wrote that riff. So
damn, I need a melody here. You know what? That Kiss song, "I was made for loving you."
God, they're great. Hey, brother, they're so good.
Hey, Stevie, man, play that Kiss song I like, man. Yeah, man. There's that melody.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna put that in Outlaw Pete song, man.
That happened, yeah. So, but and they sue everybody, and any band that has any hint of one of their riffs in it, they sue the crap out of them. Right. But and it says
Gene Simmons thinks he's invented everything, man. He invented the devil horns sign. He's invented anal sex. I think he's invented.
Oh goodness!
I don't know what he's invented everything.
But anyways, Gene Simmons says Kiss have sued lots of people for plagiarism and won. Simmons told The Guardian, but some people we don't sue. We didn't sue Bruce Springsteen for Outlaw Pete. How do we decide who to sue and who not to? We like Springsteen. We don't sue. Yeah, there you go. There's her excuse. We like the guy. We ain't gonna sue him, but
because he has the power to
I read somewhere where he's got like
choose.
I read somewhere like he's got 600 songs he hadn't even recorded. Crying out loud! I heard that many years ago. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I'm sure he's gonna steal one of your riffs, Kiss, because he can't figure things out for himself. Yeah. Good grief! But and then Paul Stanley addressed it, and he says, There's a Springsteen song that sounds like, there's a part of the song that sounds like I Was Made for Loving You. So I'm sure he wasn't sitting around listening to that, but it finds its way into everybody's music. You can't come down on everybody for their creativity. Well, thank God Kiss didn't come down on Bruce Springsteen for his creativity.
Thanks God they had mercy on him, man.
Oh boy,
allowed him, gave the kid a break,
He's an up and comer, so God bless him for giving them young up and comers a break.
Yeah, thanks, Gene.
Letting him move on. Jiminy creepers.
Asshole. You know what? That was the name of his solo album he put out too, Asshole. So he knows it.
Oh man. Oh, turning to of course, a legendary Lemmy. Good old Lemmy. You were talking about his final show. As a matter of fact, we posted the final goodbye on RnRGzrs Facebook page. There's a video on there that I posted. It's the last minute of the song where they're ending the song, and then he goes off stage. But you can see the mayhem that was a Motorhead concert. They had the frame bomber overhead coming down with the lights flying. It was totally insane. And Mickey D has opened up recently about Lemmy's final tour. And the struggles that he went through just to be able to play, because he just did not want to cancel that last tour. And it probably, let's face it, it wouldn't have mattered. Had he canceled, he probably would have passed around the same time anyway. So he just wanted to get that last tour in. And man, oh man, he didn't think he was dying. But let D talk about it. He says, the last tour was pretty hard. We had to take it one day at a time because Lemmy was struggling. It was no secret, but at the same time, I just looked at Lemmy while we were playing, and I knew how much he had put into it to be able to do this. Honestly, as the tour was happening, I told him several times that we should pack it up. I thought he should go home, rest, and feel better, but he said, "Oh no. I don't want to cancel. We've got to play. The fans paid for this. I'm not going home." And then after that, me and Phil talked about it. And we said, look, let's not fight him. Let's let him have this. Let's help him instead. So we did everything we could to support him and keep the tour going. We had to pull down the tempos a little bit on certain songs so that Lemmy could keep up on the nights that he wasn't feeling strong. We just tried to help him out the best we could, and we got it done. For us to be able to play those shows was incredible. We managed to play most of the shows. That's incredible. Yeah. Man, he went out like a freaking rock star. That's he went out on his terms. And that it's sad when you see the final footage, it just damn, the last time he went off the stage, but it was an epic ending to an epic band, and I'm so happy I was able to see him. He played one of the Ozfests I went to. Yeah. Excellent, yeah.
Yeah, fortunately, I saw him just months before his death. He died in December, and I saw him in September, so 3 months before his death. Sounding a little frail, you weren't thinking, he was on his last leg or anything, but he definitely,
well, he was thin as a rail, he's always has been, but he was really thin and frail. You're right, yeah. But he was a guitar player. Actually, he was a guitar player in Hawkwind, and then turned to the bass. But he basically played the bass like a guitar. Big massive Marshall sound, and he did a lot of
played chords
with the bass and everything, totally distorted. And what a hardcore rock and roll legend, man! Oh man!
Back in his youth, when he was a little Lemmy, he roadied for Hendrix. I don't know if you ever heard that story. Yeah, he was kind of like, it was just kind of one of those things back in the day. Hey, kids just hanging out. Hey, give us a hand, kind of thing or whatever. But I hear him tell the story. There's a documentary out, and it takes place where he's the Rainbow there in Los Angeles, where he had his spot there from the Joker poker machine, and I think they put a statue there even now or something like that.
I wouldn't doubt it. It deserves it. So yeah.
But having a Jack and Coke, which has now officially been named the Lemmy, so
Well done.
He's just one of those guys, man. Just in popular culture, and it just had that kind of effect, man. But yeah, Mickey D's kind of talking about he didn't think that he knew he was dying, and I don't know, man. Maybe Mickey didn't know that he knew, but I gotta think he did, just like you're saying, man. That he wanted to go out, with his boots on and
finish that tour, and boom, yeah. Wow, yeah. He knew. He had to know. Come on.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know them things. He had a lot of stuff going on. So he sure left us a great legacy, definitely. But here's another one who go out before you die, and it's obviously Ozzy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And Judas Priest, the legendary Rob Halford, not Al, whoever the original singer was. But Judas Priest.
You just told us that last week.
I know, and I already forgot it. I already forgot his name.
L something, right?
I know, Al. God dog it. See how forgettable they are immediately.
Yeah.
Rob Halford, boom. Well, he came up and he spoke up about Ozzy Osbourne's health issues and the fact that he still wants to keep getting out there and try to get out there and he thinks Ozzy made the right call by retiring, but at the same time, just stay retired. Just stay retired. He says it was terrible for him to have to make that most important and, to be honest, right decision, because you've done your part. Your legacy is
cemented. Yeah.
Your band basically created a genre of music. So don't feel bad about that. But he spoke up and basically said, probably retiring at this point is the best. But he himself, Rob's no spring chicken either. So maybe he'll be retiring.
Yeah, he's kind of told him, man. Hey, you've earned it, dude. And absolutely, and he's a fan too. I mean, he's an Ozzy fan just like the rest of us. So we've known what he's given his fans over the years, and his relationship with his fans and all that kind of thing. So we know he's legit, and he's definitely, if he could be out there, he would be out there. So.
Well, what he said was,
enjoy it, Ozzy. We all want you to enjoy it, man. Everybody wants you to enjoy it.
It was terrible for him to have to make that important and, to be honest, right decision. He made the right call. I don't think he wanted to put himself through a thing where it's like, okay, we have to go out and then have to cancel after a couple of shows, even though there's a lot of love for him and a lot of care and understanding. I've seen what the British metal maniacs have been saying, and it's exactly how I feel too. Put your feet up. You've earned it. Exactly. Stop it. Stop it. Hell with the stage. You made a ton of money. Your legacy's unmatched in metal, and just enjoy it. You're filthy freaking rich.
Yeah.
Jeez, enjoy it, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Gosh, because
I'm sure to him, being on stages, enjoying it, but you know what? You gotta find other ways to enjoy life now, Ozzy. Yeah,
your kids and grandkids, were crying out loud. Jeez, what a joy to be, to be able to enjoy that while you still.
He's got five grandkids now, so yeah.
For crying out loud, yeah. I got number 7 on the way, so.
Congrats, man.
Yeah. Oh, speaking about legendary, this is interesting. Yeah,
my boy.
Yeah. Iggy Pop tells Flea how a fan letter from U2's Bono inspired a key song on his new album, Every Loser. So everybody's putting out new albums, man. This is crazy. But
Iggy's one of a kind, man. He's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
But Bono wrote an open letter on the U2 website. This is going back a few years, back in 2000. But kind of just gushing all over about Iggy Pop, man, and just and Iggy kind of read it, but I think he kind of, ironically, he's kind of taken a different way, kind of almost where to me, what I got out of reading the article was Bono's kind of put him on a pedestal as being regal and being the Godfather, and that kind of thing, and Iggy's like, bullshit. There's no Regency, man. There's no, there's not, and that's what his song's about. So the Regency's the name of the song. So Yeah, he's on the Flea's got his YouTube channel called Bitten by Flea, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, so it's on YouTube. You can watch it on there. Interview with
well,
Iggy.
isn't Bono 10 full Keurigs, if I'm not mistaken, with the South Park episode?
Yeah,
so, yeah, he's the one, man. 10 Keurigs.
He's just fun to make fun of, man. Just everybody loves to make fun of.
South Park really did.
But you know what? You know, the other night, you know, we had our cables out or whatever. I don't know. We were looking for something to watch. I threw on the DVD, the Rattle and Hum DVD, and man, I gotta say, man, Bono was cool back then, man. Bono, you know.
Oh yeah, he's cool. He's all sorts of cool in it, but he's also fun to make fun of, and he doesn't give a crap. So you know, he's cool. South Park did a great.
That's one of the classic ones. Yeah.
So yeah, Bono, he's cool, man. You know, Jiminy Creepers. Okay,
so yeah, out of that fan letter, Iggy wrote a song about it. So, or his take on it, I suppose.
Yeah. There you go, man. Moving on along here. Oh, we're going. You know, age does it. We've seen this happen to everybody. All these old vocalists who've been screaming their hearts out their whole life, and now they can't do it anymore. And Dave Mustaine's actually, Megadeth's Dave Mustaine's actually talked about that a little bit, and I really don't have much complaint. We saw him last summer, and he sounded just great. But he says, you know, he's having some difficulty getting to some certain pitches, but everybody is at this point, and it's I don't think he's having that much of a problem. We saw him, like I say, last summer, and he sounded great. But yeah, well, you know what? I think Jeff Young brought up, his old guitarist brought up how Dave's can't do any of the early stuff anymore. So I think this is probably to be just Dave's response to that statement. But hey, we saw him this summer, and the guy came out and just ripped it for a long set, and then went off his way, but he's still ripping it, definitely. So
he's kind of admitted that he kind of struggles with the high parts, and he's had neck surgery, so that kind of interferes with that.
He's got a metal plate in his neck or something. So geez, that sucks. Nonetheless, he says he's not complaining. He doesn't complain about it. It's out there. It is what it is, and I'm not complaining.
It doesn't stop him from doing what he wants to do. I mean,
he kicked ass, man.
So what? So he can't hit the high note. So just about every vocalist that's over the age of 60 can't do that. So I mean,
exactly. So don't feel bad, because we see that a lot. So, and he still kicks ass. Just come out with his blue jeans and a white T-shirt and just ripped it. Just smoked ass out of that amphitheater, and then
with the stacks and stacks and stacks of Marshalls behind him, man.
Of course, that's cool. It was a very good show. So he ain't got nothing to bitch about. They're doing just fine. This is a funny little story.
There's a couple of them here.
Good for Rivers Cuomo. I swear to God. So there was this guitarist who was playing Buddy Holly every day for 990 days, trying to get Rivers to jam with him, I believe.
Yeah.
And
on TikTok.
TikTok, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But
it's the devil.
Well, yeah. I didn't even know it was on my phone. I'd be darned.
Really? Chinese put it there, man.
Well, it's a $78 phone. I've had it for 4 years, and it still works great. So I don't need all that fancy crap. I'm a geezer. I'm surprised I don't have that silly little flip phone with the big numbers that I'll be able to read when. But nonetheless, so it's just crazy cool. But they finally got together and jammed after 990 days of playing that song.
Yeah, all over TikTok, not physically.
But nonetheless, just the fact that he finally acknowledged, hey, look at this dumb kid. What the hell's he doing?
Yeah, I didn't even get the guy's full name, just Evan. That's all they ever called him in the article. Evan.
Yeah.
He started on TikTok. Said he's gonna play the just the one riff from the song Buddy Holly. And his goal was to get viewers, subscribers, whatever, just like we're doing here. But
Sure.
But then he changed it once he realized he wasn't, that wasn't going so great. He had changed it to he's going to keep doing it until he gets Rivers Cuomo to play a duet with him. So 990 days in, I don't know how Rivers got wind of it or whatever, but decided to go ahead and do it with the guy, and invited him to come on stage this summer when they're out this summer.
Yeah, so it did pay off.
Whenever they come to his local venue, I suppose.
I wonder what song they're going to play.
Well, they'll do that, the riff of, yeah.
I know, yeah. They'll just do the rip and then kick his ass off stage. Yeah, there, okay. Goodbye.
There's your 10 seconds there, buddy. Get out of here.
Yeah, this is also there was a metal band. I don't know if this is a thing. The band's name is Archspire. They recently, they got mosh pits. They're a heavy metal band, but for the heck of it, they have their fans play Twister in the middle of the mosh pit.
Yeah,
and everybody knows the game Twister, sure, with the red, blue, green, yellow dots on the floor. Yeah, so and there's a picture. Yeah, so their fans are playing Twister. That's great. That's good, clean fun.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know. You're in a mosh pit, next thing you're playing Twister, and you're all contorted and got your face in some stranger's ass or something. I don't know. But,
I would insist I would have to do it with nothing but ladies, and the lead singer would be up there, right foot red. Yeah, or, screaming, right foot red, and they're screaming. Yeah, I think it'd be fabulous. What the hell? You got nothing else to do. You might as well do some crazy crap like that.
I've seen, I think, gosh, like a Riot Fest, and you see like in the fan page or whatever on the Facebook page, and people. Hey, I remember they had the Village People, a lot of people. They had them play a few years back. People were talking about doing something like this, in there. And I don't know this band. That's where that sparked their idea, but they actually did it, man, and stopped the show to play Twister, and the winner got a free T-shirt. I mean, So.
Oh, that's wild. That's very cool. Good for them. On a sad note, the concert in New York by Glorilla. I'm not familiar with her. But
hip hop artist, I believe.
Two people died. Recently it was started out at one, but another one passed away.
Oh wow!
And jeez, it's one of those things that crowd surge, trying to get out of the door. A rumor that a shot was heard. Let me see. Working at terminal calls, possibly crowd size, shots fired, pepper spray, and other contributing factors. So there's a rush to the door. That's how all this crap it's always either a rush to the stage or a rush to get out.
Yeah. This is after the show was over, and from what I gather was just rumors of a shot fired, which you would think, hey, you hear a shot fired or not, but it caused a mad rush to the door, and like you said, now we've had 2 deaths. So I guess there was 9 injured. I guess that's 8 injured and 2 dead now, and the first one that died was a 33-year-old woman. I don't know the second one that's come up now, this recent one. But
just recently,
yeah, man, it's it's happened over the years, in different venues, and I think they, find a better way to do this stuff by now. But
it has happened through the years. Let's take a quick deep dive into some of them that have happened that we are familiar with. Jiminy creepers.
Well, I was kind of looking. There's some of them I kind of remember, but then I was kind of looking into some other ones. Of course, you remember the one with the Who.
Yeah,
that was the first.
Well, I've got a top 10 list here. Are you looking at the top 10 or the top 11?
We got those. They had like other tragedies, not so much just crowd stampedes, but they had other tragedies in there as well. But there's some good ones in there.
Let me see here.
But like they didn't have the AC/DC one listed there back in '91, Salt Lake City. AC/DC concert. 3 died, 2 14-year-old girls and 19-year-old girls. So 3 teenage girls, man. An AC/DC concert in Salt Lake City, of all places.
Huh? What the heck? Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. We all know the Who. There was a few, but there were a couple of real serious tragedies. Pardon me. I just lost my computer here. I'm loading it
Yeah,
back
we're all
up.
right. I got it here. Yeah, the Who back in the '79, December '79, Cincinnati, 11 dead. And if you remember, the story of that was the fans were out there and they're doing a sound check, and the fans think that they're starting a concert,
and they
and it
rushed
just
to the
causes
door.
that mad rush, and 11 people died. Man, 11 people. I mean, it's tragic when you hear all these ones. A couple, 2, 3 people. But 11 people died at the Who concert, man.
Yeah, and they didn't even know it.
I remember very vividly when that happened.
They didn't tell them until after the after the program, because they did the concert, but they didn't know anything about it until afterwards.
And quite honestly, I think that'd probably be the best thing to do, man. You don't want to start another one. You don't. You can't expect the band to go up there and perform knowing this. So you kind of,
Oh, they probably did the right thing. Indiana State Fair stage collapse. I remember that. 7 people died there.
Yeah, actually, that wasn't a crowd situation.
That was a 70-mile-an-hour wind. Yeah. And I remember that. I remember that vividly. Yeah, that was tragic. Let me see. Well, we got all sorts of Astro World Festival in Houston in 21. 9 people died.
Well, that was the Travis Scott thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. People suffered cardiac arrest and stuff on that one. Festival in Denmark, 9 people died. The Who in Cincinnati Riverfront, that was tragic. That prompted a lot of changes, and how they do general admission and whatnot. The festival and
the one in Denmark, that was a Pearl Jam show. Actually, they were opening up for The Cure, so I'm guessing that's probably a festival situation. Yeah, Rock Slide Festival, and 9 dead, man, 9 dead. So that was while Pearl Jam was doing their show, and then The Cure was supposed to come out, but they knew about it and they canceled. So, that's one of them. Just what we were talking about. Do you let the band know and take the chance that either something worse could happen, but. Well,
that was a bad one. Yeah, because people rushed the stage on that one,
right?
And the band was told to stop playing, and once aware of the problem, they asked fans to back away. It was too late by that point. People had been crushed. 9 people dead.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Man. You believe that? That just happened in an instant, man, in a matter of seconds. Just crushed, just crushed to death, man.
And there's nowhere to go. Yeah, you're crushed against the fence or the gate or whatever. And Pearl Jam, they wrote about it in the song "Love Boat Captain" with the line, "Lost 9 friends, we'll never know." So that was really a sad situation. Of course, the Who that sucked. Some festival in Morocco, 11 dead there. Love Parade in Germany, 21 dead.
Yeah, this is what they call Love Parade Festival in Duisburg, Germany, 2010, and 500 injured and 21 dead. They've since canceled that festival, but
wow,
that's a horror show, dude. That's an absolute freaking massacre, man.
Yeah, that was a underpass, a tunnel underpass, and that led to the concert grounds. It became clogged with people. And a crushing situation, panic in the tunnel, and they all died in the tunnel. 19 people died on the scene. 2 survivors died at the hospital. It's the crowd mentality,
Oh, dude, people don't realize. I've been in those situations. It's freaking scary, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big guy, and I've been lifted off my feet and just moving, waving with the crowd, man. It's like, what.
Yeah, you're a big dude, man. I would have no chance.
It's a scary situation, man. But I looked up the very first death like this. Believe it or not, was it a David Cassidy show?
Wow.
Back in the day, 14-year-old girl.
Wow. I'll be darned.
So,
boy. And then we got to move on.
There's got to be better crowd management, man. There's just got to be
so many places. We had a ghost ship fire, 26 dead in Oakland, California. It was underground party, and jeez, no smoke detectors, no sprinklers, no nothing. Jeez.
Well,
Uh,
that puts you in mind of the Great White in
well,
Rhode
yeah,
Island.
that's
Yeah.
coming up. Yeah, yeah. The Santika nightclub fire in Bangkok, 100 dead on that one. Here it is, number 3, Station nightclub fire in West Warwick and Rhode Island, 100
Yeah,
dead.
yeah, yeah,
That was
yeah.
just tragic. We all know about that.
Oh,
How
God, I remember like it was
the,
yesterday.
the insulation started, basically foam insulation or something that
Right.
just went up
Yeah,
and
the pyrotechniques were probably a little ambitious
a
for
little
that
too
venue,
hot.
and yeah,
Yep,
and
way too hot.
man, that's a super tragedy, man. That's
And
just
people trying to get out and just
what 13, right? 13 people died at that one. I want to say
100
if I
people
remember right.
died. 100
No,
people
in
died.
Rhode Island.
100 people died.
At
February
Rhode Island?
20th, 2003. West Warwick, Rhode Island. Concert
Oh my
deaths,
God. I had no
100.
idea it was that many.
100. The Great White Concert. Yeah,
Oh
100 people
oh my
died.
God. I didn't know it was that many. Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah. Yeah, baby.
I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, I knew it was a lot. I mean, I didn't know it was
yeah,
100
100
people.
people died, and the town of West Warwick settled for $176 million to be
Yeah, there's
distributed
got to be
amongst
better
the
crowd
survivors of the
management, man.
fire and the children of the families of those who perished. Because, yeah, and oh, well, yeah, because the town of West Warwick, Anheuser-Busch, Clear Channel Broadcasting, and I think the maker of the insulation were all sued. And geez, that was just sick. That was so sad. It didn't happen. It didn't have to happen, and it did
Right,
nonetheless.
right. Yep.
And so we got
Senseless.
number 2 here. We got a Beverly Hills Supper Club fire where 165 people died. That was back in '77, and let's see what the cause of that was, because it's one of two things. They had 1,000 people in a space meant for 600. That
There you
doesn't
go.
help.
Yeah.
And
Back in the
they
70s, they were pretty loose on that stuff.
they
They
were
didn't care,
trampled trying to get out on this one. They were trampled trying to get out. Uh, there was a little fire. A busboy stopped the show to make an announcement about the fire. Several people made their way towards the exits, he
Oh
pointed
my
out,
God.
while the others didn't take the threat seriously. And then when the fire finally reached the room, the crowd panicked and they trampled and killed over 100 people. So there you go.
Wow, what a nightmare.
And then the number 1 baddest, worst of all happened on December 30th of 2004 in Argentina, Buenos Aires. 194 people died at a rock club. And in Buenos Aires, it was packed with an estimated 3,000 revelers there to see a band called Caballeros. And that was 3 times the crowd size that the club was allowed to carry.
Right.
And
that's always the case, man.
Oh, look at it. Listen to this, though. The club had several doors that were permanently locked shut, and emergency exits were fenced off to prevent people from sneaking in and avoiding a cover charged.
Wow.
And overdue for a fire inspection. It had no sprinkler system. A fire enveloped netting near the ceiling and quickly spread, and most of the nearly 200 casualties were the result of inhaling smoke and toxic fumes rather than being crushed or burned. Wow. Oh, too many creepers. See, that's why, that's why I don't like crowds anymore too much. Unless, of course, it's
exactly.
the
you go
amphitheater,
to a
because
place,
we're outside, So.
Well, you go to a place that's got 3 times as many people as it should be. I mean, it might be a sign that, hey, you know what? Maybe we'll go check something else out. I don't know, man.
That's too bad. And we've seen that.
Oh, there was lawsuit after lawsuit on that one.
Oh, boy. Well, down there, though, who knows how their justice system is down there in South America.
True. Yeah.
Who knows? But it happens. And, hopefully they've learned the lesson that you can keep it from happening again. And
it just seems to keep happening, man. I mean, we've had these, we've been talking, like I said, from the early 70s up till,
a lot of these are in the 2000s. Yeah. So, boy, they haven't learned anything.
No.
But I've learned that it's time to take off, my man. I got to go make some dinner and, kick back and relax and whatnot. And been another cool show, man. A lot of different stuff going on this week. It was nice to see that we haven't had the usual suspects for the most part, but I'm sure there'll be raising their ugly heads again and giving us more
Oh yeah.
news that we can give to you folks. So
I have
thanks a
no
lot for
doubt there'll be
stopping
more
by.
journey.
Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we sure do appreciate it. And how about you, Doc? Why don't you take this puppy home, eh?
Yeah, good show, man. Some good conversation. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Tell a friend. You know the right kind of people to tell. They're the cool rock and roll people. So, um, yeah, man, we're kind of like I said, just building our community here, and keep bringing you the news every week. We're gonna keep doing it, and as long as you keep letting us. So we'll do it next time. Until then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.